specifically face Snapchat-related ethical issues. Number one, during your practice, if you tend to reach out to somebody for whatever reason, there could be a time where you have to announce the reason for your communication. On Snapchat, the initial form of the communication is simply going to say, whatever your username is, request to add you. To the extent that you need to announce in that initial communication the purpose of why you're contacting this person, Snapchat doesn't allow you that functionality, and that could present an issue. Number two, the unilateral connection. Looking at social media guidelines and ethics opinions around the country, you'll see that there's a prohibition against sending a friend request to an adverse party. And what does a friend request really entail? Well, these ethics opinions and guidelines will say that it involves a communication of some sort, because on Facebook or on Twitter, what they call it a follow request, you're really asking someone's permission to do something, and it requires a response from the other end. Can I follow you? Can I be your friend? Yes or no, with a confirm or a deny. Snapchat, on the other hand, doesn't have that component. What Snapchat does have is a unilateral add. In order to see someone's content on Snapchat, you can add them, and then they would unilaterally add you back. These are two separate unilateral connections. So you don't have the same type of bilateral connection you would have on Facebook or on Instagram or on Twitter. And it's just something to know that these are two different types of add connections. Number three, visibility. When you go on Snapchat and you view posts and you view photos and you view videos, it's going to leave a tag. When I say it leaves a tag, it's going to leave a mark as to who looked at that particular content. And why is that important for attorneys? Because attorneys, social media guidelines around the country and ethics opinions are allowed to look at public information so long as it does not result in some type of communication. And if the content that you're looking at, you can remain completely anonymous and there's no mark that you looked at it, most likely that's not going to result in some type of communication. Again, this is important with respect to looking at the content of adverse parties or potentially jurors. On Facebook and Instagram, looking at the same content, there are some components of that site where there's going to be nothing that shows that you looked at that site, nothing to say that you perhaps had an improper communication or left an improper impression on a juror or an adverse party. But on Snapchat, more likely than not, posts and videos leave that mark, they leave that tag, and they tell the publisher of that content who looked at it and when they looked at it.